G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
And this is a bit of an Easter special. Well, it is because it's coming out a little bit sooner than usual. Good Friday, a few of you won't be around the computers. You'll be enjoying family. So, hey, we thought we'd shoot this one out a little bit sooner than usual.
Yeah, just so you didn't miss out on any specials that you want to get over Easter.
Exactly that.
And I'm going to kick off with a Riesling. Back to normal transmission this week after we've done a few different white wines. Back to probably our favourite grape. This is the Richmond Grove Watervale Riesling. It's the new 2007. And like a lot of the other 2007s we've tried, it's really good considering that it was generally a difficult vintage. Richmond Grove are a Barossa Valley winery, but they actually sourced the grapes for this wine from the Clare Valley. You'll notice this is called the Watervale Riesling. You'll see that on a number of different Rieslings out of the Clare Valley because it's a particular spot that does really good work with the Riesling grapes. Again, a very crisp, dry white wine here. Really good value too. Again, you're looking at maybe the high teens here. If you're really lucky, you might get it discounted a little bit more than that. But, you know, even in the 20s, this is a remarkably good wine. A really great white wine to drink on a nice summer's day.
Yeah, sounds lovely. Now, as well as it being Easter this weekend, it's also the kicking off of the Australian rules footy season. So
Yes.
all us people down under are looking forward to that incredibly. And as we've mentioned once before, Brad and I are tremendous Essendon supporters.
You could say that.
Yep, and look, we couldn't let this weekend pass by without looking at the Wins Coonawarra Cab Shiraz Merlot, and this one, look, it's a beaut. Retails at around about $19, but you will find it fairly regularly well under that mark. You're probably going to pick it up pretty easily at about $15 or less. Shop around for it. It is a great food wine in that you don't have to match it specifically with one individual dish. This is going to go nicely with a broad range of reasonably heavy meals. It's probably not the best for a salad, but say you could put it together with shepherd's pie if you're thinking football and pies. You could put it together with a nice warm pasta, something like that. It really goes nicely across a broad range of dishes, sits well, nice and smooth, readily drinkable. And of course, the red stripe on the black background. Being Essendon supporters, we love this wine, so look out for it.
Yep, go Bombers, and look, Wins in top form like a good footy team at the moment. I'm going to finish with a wine that's very special wine to me because I picked this up in Bordeaux when I was there a few weeks ago. Now, it might be a little trickier to get. I'll give you some hints at the end as to how you might be able to source a bottle of this. But this is a terrific wine from Chateau Parma. Chateau Parma is a third growth wine chateau from Bordeaux in the Margaux region. So you've got the first growths, which are very expensive to buy. To give you an idea, you're probably looking about $1,000 Aussie for a number of the first growths in a good year. The price does fluctuate a bit with Bordeaux wines depending on how good the vintage is. But this one out of Chateau Parma, this is their second wine. It's called the Alter Ego. So they have their first wine, which is their premium one, which comes in probably about $350 Aussie. This one, if you can pick it up somewhere, you're probably looking at around the $100 mark. It's not a cheap bottle of wine, but this is a fantastic drop. This second label was really sort of made in response to some of the New World wines and the New World Cabernets that were coming out. And Chateau Parma have made this in a style which you can maybe sell it for 10 years and it will be drinking well, whereas their first wine, they might say, put it away for 20 years, which is a long time to keep a bottle of wine. The Margaux region, generally Cabernet predominantly. This is a lot of Cabernet and Merlot, almost a 50-50 split. And look, it is a marvellous drinking wine. Now, in terms of getting hands on some, your best bet is one of the en primeur sales, which generally happen maybe once a year through a lot of the bigger wine retailers. And they'll put out a Bordeaux en primeur where you can pick a number of Bordeaux wines, because otherwise they can be a bit tricky to get your hands on a bottle of this. So look, it's the Chateau Parma from Bordeaux. I had a great time while I was there, and this was one of the great wines that I tasted.
Yeah, and look, buying it that way, you're basically putting down your order maybe a year or two or even 3 years in advance of actually getting the bottle. The guys will have gone out, tasted the barrels, and basically they're selling futures of wines. But it is one of the very few ways that you're actually going to get your hands on the bottles, because everybody else snaps up pretty much the entire allocation throughout the entire year before it's ever released.
Yeah,
so
they all sell out year in, year out.
They do. But anyhow, that's a one to keep an eye on, and one of the few French wines that we've done so far in Wine Week. But hey, we'll see you again next week for some more Aussies.
Yeah, see you next week.